We're here with Dave Lukage. He's the owner of Michigan, what is it?
Self-Defense Academies of Michigan.
Self-Defense Academies of Michigan, okay. Dave, this is kind of your training site. You were talking earlier about what your goals were when you started it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
The goals we opened up were to be a real-world survival training center for men, women, children, basic real-world tactics to prevent rape, robbery, on a fun and quick, easy-to-learn way. Eventually, it became an MMA gym. There's a lot of MMA now. That's our main class. We still do a lot of private self-defense classes for women and so on and so forth. A lot of men come too. But we have a lot of great trainers out of here now, so goals change.
Who all do you have working for you or with you?
We have Harley Wallens, a great 4th-degree black belt under Mark Tripp, judo from Sweden. We have Don McGrady's a pro fighter, 8-1 pro. We have Steve LaFredi, he's a black belt under Harley. He's a great judo, sambo, jiu-jitsu, and he's a big guy judo, so a lot of fun for the people who aren't fancy, a little sneaky submission, so it's one of my favorite classes, I think. We appear sometimes, helping other guys, a lot of fighters in and out of here. So.
Okay, and what's your background?
My background is I'm a bodyguard, criminal justice, so I teach all the weapons, disarms, knife fighting, personal protection, basically non-injury compliance stuff. So if someone comes after you, how to take them out legally. We're big on that. So we have 3 aspects of it. We have there's the law, there's the skill, and the psychology behind it. So you may know the skill, but you're gonna go to jail because you did it wrong. If you don't know the law, the psychology behind it, nothing's gonna work. We want you to be safe in all aspects of it, not just kicking butt. So.
Okay. Do you need to answer?
No.
Okay. How did you get into that? How did you get into the self-defense and the bodyguard?
I basically started out as criminal justice in college. When I started out pre-med and started liking the body and got into self-defense and that. Then I switched to criminal justice. I decided I was a herder, not a healer. And then I did criminal justice for 2 years. Then hopped on with some private bodyguard contracts, and then moved up from there. Just kept pursuing my training with different classes. Eventually got fugitive recovery. I enjoy that, dabble on and off of that right now just for a rush. And learned a little bit of Krav, a little bit here and there, survivalism, con. And then I just combined it all in and did a real-world self-defense style. It's all hybrid. It's all based on what the person knows, what the person wants to know, and what they're capable of, so we try and form it to each person individually, not a set system that might be hard for them to learn. We'll say, okay, you're good at this, we're going to make this your base.
Okay. What, have you always been here in Detroit, in the Detroit area?
No, I originally from Pittsburgh, moved to Lexington, and then after college moved down here to Shelby. So we just opened up here in July of 2008, so we've been in Maryland for about 6 months right now. But we're doing real good. We're getting a big crowd from it.
What college did you go to?
St. Clair Community College.
Okay, cool. What kind of, when you were a bodyguard, what experiences really were the fun ones? You get to work with all kinds of people.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I mean, name a few that we can't, a lot of them we can't name for private reasons, but a few of them that we can. There's Miss Michigan, Reverend Jesse Jackson. We had a lot of fun with that. We did fun with the riots, our commemoration of the riots. It's a horrible experience, but it was fun for us. And we've done a lot of stalking victims, wine distributors. A lot of stuff usually involves money, so it's protection over money. Off the top of my head, so I can think about right now. But we had a lot of fun with that. Had a lot of our stuff is done in Detroit, so a lot of action. We've been out of state a couple times, but
okay.
Looking to go overseas soon. So.
Okay. Have you been overseas before or no?
Not yet. Not yet. This is my first time, so I'm excited about it.
Will that be a long-term thing, or is it just a couple weeks?
I'm hoping to be like a contract basis, so year contracts. I don't know.
Oh, cool.
Hoping, so we'll see what happens with that.
Cool. But when you do that, you're going to have your trainers take over and run the gym?
Yeah, well, the trainers here, they're great. They're here every night, so I will have the MMA still going on. I have a couple guys that can teach the beginner survivalism classes. I might bring on a whole different kind of training on here. We have judo. We're just starting to do gi judo again, so we're official judo school also.
Okay. How you have your fighters in here, the guys that are training to compete, how do you train them differently than the guys that were just doing it for fun? Are you just more intense? Do you just throw whatever you can at them?
Well, with throw whatever we can at them in a good way. It's definitely more intense. The guys who compete need to see everything that can happen. We want to make sure that the guys that fight out of here fight to win. And one thing you'll see of the fighters up here, they'll never gas out. That's one thing. We run hardcore circuits, hardcore everything. So there's no possible way that you're going to lose because you're tired.
All right.
Got a gun pointed at me right now.
Very hard.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to take that away from him, right?
Yeah.
If he gets close to it, he can.
Yeah.
What, do you have a training philosophy with your guys? You know, something that you try to instill in them? Like you said, conditioning, but...
Well, our conditioning, I mean, a lot of MMA, they do the whole tap, snap, and nap, or so on and so forth. Our motto out of here is be your own bodyguard, and then for our training, it's train to survive, not just train to win, but train to survive. So take it to the street, whatever you may do as a police officer or just a cage fighter. If you look at it as a life or death situation, you're going to win.
Cool. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.